can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm gonna do it. This video is about my RA story and my RA journey. If you guys don't know what rheumatoid arthritis is, this is a chronic inflammatory disease that attacks the joints, predominantly the hands and feet. A lot of people experience different symptoms, but in this video I'm going to tell you my experience, what happened, how I got diagnosed, and what am I doing as of today in 2023. So rheumatoid arthritis, I didn't even know what rheumatoid arthritis was. In 2019, I was 50 pounds lighter, and 3 years ago, or almost 4 years ago, in 2019, I was an athlete. I was running, working out 2 hours a day, lifting, but one day after work, I was running to the door, super excited to get home, and half my body went numb. I fell down to the floor. My daughter was there and she was worried, and I thought I was going to die. Obviously I'm not dead from the grace of God, but as I went to the ER, they thought that I had a TIA, which was a mini stroke, because half my body, predominantly the left side, went numb. I couldn't really feel my left hands, I couldn't feel my feet. It just went numb on me. I felt like I had a Charlie horse on my leg and my left arm, but I still can function. I felt a lot of brain fog, and I just couldn't walk. I couldn't walk normal without holding somebody. It just came out of nowhere. I can say I didn't go to work for almost 2 months because it kind of got worse as the days went by during my investigation, I want to call it. I feel like it was a full-fledged investigation because I kept saying it was fibromyalgia. I was doing my own research because fibromyalgia has somewhat of RA symptoms too. You have these hot flares, you can't be touched, brain fog. It was just a lot of symptoms, and when you don't know what you have, you can feel like a lost puppy and you could be depressed. You know, me still being in the athletic shape, I told myself, I'm like, man, I don't have diabetes. I don't have like high cholesterol. I work out. I've been drinking a lot of water. I have no idea what do I have. Like, this is crazy. So I felt a lot of pain in my lower back, like where the spine is. That's where I really felt the flares. Like, my back would be so hot to the point where you could get an ice pack and then put it on my back and it will instantly melt. That's how crazy it was. And I even had issues where like my feet started randomly turning red. It was so red to the point where, again, you could put an ice pack and it'll melt, and I don't even feel anything because my feet were so hot. So July 2019 is when I went to the hospital. I don't think I got diagnosed until 3 or 4 months after that. It took like 4 months of testing, getting CAT scans. I got a CAT scan, I got an MRI, I got with contrast, without contrast, and I went to a rheumatologist, and the rheumatologist saw more than what the neurologist saw. Whatever it was where you put your whole body in the machine, they actually saw that I had RA in my like C4 on my lower spine, and they were like, you know, you can't lift like that anymore. Actually, working out and lifting weights will trigger that because you have it targeted in your spine. I know other people have RA in different areas. They even have it so aggressively where they have to get some injections, I see, in the knees. I don't think mine is aggressive enough where it's showing in the blood. Some RA patients can't get diagnosed because it's not showing in the bloodstream. So it's gonna prompt negative results that you don't have RA. That's why you have to go through these specialists and go through all of these CAT scans and MRIs, so that way it can give all the results for somebody else to see. My best recommendation is get that packet of your MRI and your CAT scans and present it to each specialist, so that way the specialist can run your report. This is what you're paying for, okay? So you need them to run the report. I went to a foot doctor, and the foot doctor did an x-ray on my ankle because my ankle kept hurting. I said, I don't know why my ankle keeps hurting, but my ankle keeps hurting. And my hip was hurting. So I got an x-ray on my hip and I got an x-ray on my ankle, and they saw nothing. They're like, you're completely good. But I'm like, my joints hurt. I don't know why, but they hurt. Like, I feel like my ankle is broken. I feel like my hip is broken. I'm not lying. So I actually got x-rays for that, and they told me I was fine. The foot doctor told me to go get some shoes so that way there won't be as much joint pain. So that was before this. So I think in February of 2019, that's when I was going through that joint pain. But then July, it was a wrap. It was like RA was ready to knock me out and tell me to chill. It's like telling me to stop working out, telling me to just hold tight. I was on this medication called gabapentin, which was a nerve pain meds, and that actually helped the pain subside a little bit, but the flares were still going. I stopped eating red meat because every time I ate red meat, my flares were through the freaking roof. I remember going to Fogo de Chao, that all you can eat restaurant, and I was eating like lamb and some filet mignon, and I swear I was about to call 911. But as I was drinking water, it diluted whatever was in that red meat, and I was fine after that, and I just stopped eating. But everybody's different. You gotta literally have a journal, a binder, something where you can document all your triggers and your flares, because if you don't document that, you're gonna be losing time and losing money, because you're gonna keep going to the doctor and the doctor's gonna send you away. So document everything. Write a diary, write a journal of your flares, like what you ate for the week or the month, and then maybe start from scratch and see what triggers your body. RA is very spontaneous. It comes, it goes. Like 1 year you might have it really, really bad, and then the other 2 years you got it good and you're feeling like you dodged a bullet. Just know that you dodged a bullet temporarily, and count your blessings for that year and those months that you don't have the pain. But you have to fight through it. It's not easy. Like, I'm literally trying to fight back tears crying on this video, because being a mom and being so strong for so many years, because I got diagnosed at 29. I'll be 33 soon in like September 13. During those first 2 years, 2019 and 2020, and being someone who always was represented as the leader, it's tough to the point where it kind of can mess up with your ego. It can mess up everything, like, because now that you are no longer the leader, or you might be a temporary leader because some days and months might shut you down, you're gonna have to like really, really hone in on the mental, because the mental is everything. It can really mess you up, especially if you're going through figuring out who you are now. It's like you used to be this go hard gym rat, this mom who did everything, that held the fort down, and then now you have to live with this disability. Like, now you have to live with that mindset that you can't be the person who you were before. You have to live this lifestyle, and you have to be surrounded by really, really good positive people, because you can't be stressed out. You cannot be stressed out with RA. And that's tough when you're a mom and a wife and you're working at the same time, because you're gonna be stressed out. You're gonna be stressed out. But remember that you have to put yourself first, because if you don't put yourself first, you can't take care of everybody else. After 3 years, like, if you're new, just know after 3 years of figuring yourself out, because I feel like it's gonna take 3 years, and it's like mental torture, depression. Like, I gained almost 50 pounds, like, if you see my videos. But in my mind, I wish I can run, I wish I can move, but my illness is stopping me. It prevents me from going hard, because I used to lift weights, I used to do leg presses, I used to do so much, but now I can't. Like, it feels hard to talk because I'm heavy, you know, and being heavy isn't helping either. So I went to see a therapist, because that mental, now I feel a little bit better, but that mental stage of somebody validating that you're not crazy, validating that it is tough. Sometimes you need validation, because you might be the only person in your household or in your friend group that has to go through this. You need some type of validation, because without that validation, you're gonna go in circles, and you're gonna go through stress eating and then gain the weight, and it can get crazy. So if you don't hone in on the mental part, you're not gonna survive through this. I'm telling you, it can get really, really bad. So just practice gratitude, stretch a lot, meditate. I'm telling you, you have to do this. Go see the doctors, take your medication. You have to control the pain, because we are living life in an invisible illness. Like, I look fine, like, hey, what's going on? Let's go work out, let's run, let's this. But deep down, I'm suffering. But you don't want to like put that on the next person, right? So you have to control your pain. You gotta control it, because if you don't control it, you're gonna go crazy. But this was just a part one of my RA journey and my RA story. There's a lot, and I apologize if I was rambling or going in circles, but this was not an easy video for me to make, because I didn't even really want to throw it out there. But I am a product of RA, and I'm kind of glad that it happens later, a little bit later in life, even though a lot of people say you're so young, because I've seen stories of people who are born with it instantly having to deal with it. Who knows? I could have always had it, and it finally hit me when I was 29, almost 30. And I used to joke around. I'd be like, dang, this is what 30 feels like. Your body is really going downhill after 30, but just off of jokes and giggles. But yeah, you guys, I'm praying for each and every one of you all who are going through fibromyalgia, any type of chronic pain, RA. Like, you just have to get your mental right. I know my channel is about lifestyle and dogs, but I did want to throw RA in here for any of my viewers who are interested in learning more about rheumatoid arthritis. Maybe having somebody live to chat with RA, or maybe we can all start a group together so we can all tell each other experiences or tell each other medications. Because when I do tell people I have RA, I run into other people who have RA. They actually give me some very, very informative tips. Talk to your peers, talk to people, let people know you have RA, and bring awareness. I feel like these type of videos bring awareness for people who don't know nothing about it. When I say I have rheumatoid arthritis, they think it's like the old people's arthritis. It's not that. It is like a close cousin of the main arthritis, because we do go through joint pain. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys have any questions or comments, place them down below. I can't wait to have more videos up on my weight loss journey, because right now I weigh like 208 pounds. I'm real heavy. This is the heaviest I've been for a long standing point, and it was because of stress eating. Every time I go through stress or anxiety, I just go right to the pantry. But I got a handle on my mental, so that way I won't be as stressed. So I'm trying to focus on the stress part, so that way I can focus more on the physical part. Because if you don't get your mind right, you can't do anything physical. And if you do physical stuff with your mental being jacked up, you're gonna lose in the way in the physical part, because you didn't get your mental right first. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, share this video if you feel like this might be helpful for somebody else. Till next time.